Hey guys, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a background of what's about to happen in this video. So I joined a server and this little kid called Tyler 2010 threatens to call the cops on everyone including me and the server owner, and this then asks for administrator. So me and Silver and my friend Canucks got him into a call, and we decided to troll him violation style. Hope you enjoy.
Threatening to call the police too much, and I don't want to get arrested.
Would Tyler, your name is, right? Would this happen again if you were administrator? Because we can't have players fearing that the cops is going to show up at their house or a SWAT team is going to knock down their door.
This is absolutely true, because things like that can turn very serious. One second, it's a joke saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna call the police on you. The next second, that person's getting arrested for stealing your stone pickaxe. Things like this can escalate very quickly.
So if you were administrator, would this cut down on the activities of you calling the police on people? Okay. So
Are you
Canucks,
absolutely sure of this? Because we want to make sure that nothing like this happens again. Okay, you are? Okay, that's good.
Canucks, do you have any other questions of what could be bothering you about making this young man the moderator or administrator?
You know, I,
Said
I
you
actually think I actually think I have a concern about this. How old are you, Tyler?
13 and a half.
13 and a half.
Okay, that half means a
that's
lot.
old enough.
Yeah, well, I'm glad he threw the half in there because really helped out.
We like precision.
Used to be 15 years of age, but we changed it yesterday.
We changed it to 13 and a half, sir. Anyway, so what could you do for the server that would help us out?
I would be helping people who need help and banning bad guys.
Can I know what you consider as a bad guy?
Yeah, what do you consider a bad guy?
Spamming, griefing, advertising.
So, this is very important. What do you think of griefers?
That they are rude and shouldn't do it.
Okay, if you had to describe a griefer in one word, what would you describe them as?
Destructive.
Alright, destructive. That is a well answered, that is a well answer. So, anyway, Steven, do you have any other concerns that could, be keeping this man from becoming an administrator?
Yeah, I do. I kind of want to make like a little situation for him to find out what he would do in order to assist with the people in this situation. All right, is that okay with you, Tyler?
Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say a fake situation, and
Yeah, I got that.
we're gonna say you're gonna tell us what you would do in this situation.
Okay, so let's imagine that there were 4 people that joined the server at the same time. So let's say it's about a code 67 and there's a lot of things going on at the spawn. What would you do? There's a code 67 going on at the spawn. What would you do?
What is that?
Sir,
You didn't read the administrator's handbook.
So
before
you need to know all the codes from 67 to 3,292. These are all very serious.
You need to read about this. Okay, well, I can give you a new situation. Okay, so let's say you're walking around through the forest, and then you see a guy world editing a bunch of sponge, but he's not an administrator. And then he deops you. What would you do?
I would investigate it and see if he's an operator, and if he's not, I would tell one of you guys if I don't have my rights.
Okay, that's well answered. I have another situation for you. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you ready, Tyler?
Yeah.
Say if a player was to join a Minecraft server, right, and start telling all the players he was going to call the cops, and then remember, this is very late at night, so not very many people can help you out here. So he joins the server and starts threatening to call these cops, and then late at night he ends up getting a call with TeamVialeation. If you were to if this was to happen, what would you do to the player?
I warn him to please stop.
Okay, and what happened if he continued? Okay, sir, that sounds like a very well answer. We were okay, here's another thing. What happen if Canucks is a little bit busy? He just messaged me and said that he has to walk away from the computer for a second, if that's why you're wondering. If somebody was to join the server and they were saying they were saying that they were trolling somebody right now, what would you do and how would you help the troll victim?
I would try to see what happened and fix what happened, and I would ban the troller.
Okay, so
Okay, so I see, we're giving him some good examples, but I don't think that we're giving him realistic examples that he would really need to fix. That's the main problem. That's my main concern of this.
all
What
right.
I'm thinking is that we need to give him some situations that are a little more realistic, and I know a good one that we could ask him about.
Okay, I also
So
have one
let's
too.
say that, yeah, I know a realistic situation. Let's say that every time someone joins the server, there was a infinite loop of mine carts going around the track, and they would just get sucked into it, and then they would get pulled down into an endless void nonstop. And the only way to avoid that would be to pull the sword out of the stone in the spawn, and unleashing that would unleash the power, and it would remove all the signs in the spawn, and the endless void would just suddenly disappear. What would you do about that?
How would you fix this? This has happened to us over 23 times, and we don't need this to happen again.
Blue, I've never heard of that.
It is a bug that what we call what do we call them? We call them I think on the internet they call them hackers. I believe that's what they call them.
No, I think they're called ladybugs, actually.
Is that what they're calling themselves these days?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, we had numerous cases where 10 to 20 ladybugs would come on our server and start hauling the sword out and causing this big void of endless minecarts and destroying all the signs. So this hack is called this is obviously fake. So what would you do to stop that hack?
No, that is not fake. That is
No,
absolutely
no,
real.
no,
This
no,
happens.
sir, Steven. This is the name of the hack. This is
Okay,
very real.
yeah.
So
Okay, I just did not understand what you were trying to
yeah.
say. Okay, go
So
on.
anyway, what would you do to the people who are committing the hack? This is obviously fake. What would you do to stop it?
I would ban them and warn the players.
You would warn the who?
The players of this incident.
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
I would ban the hacker.
Okay, yeah, the first time I heard that you would warn the wives, I was a little concerned.
That's what I
Your
thought.
reasoning. Okay.
So
Yeah.
here's another question. If you join a server and because of all your power you get haters, what would you do if someone was to say DDoS incoming faggot?
Say what?
DDoS incoming faggot. What would happen if somebody got on the server and said that to you right now? What would you do?
I didn't hear you.
If they joined the server and said DDoS incoming faggot.
I would ignore them.
Okay, so if they were to take action and do such thing, what would you do? Would you tell the other server moderators?
No, I just ignore them because they're just saying fake stuff.
All right, sir. That is respectable. Steven, do you have any other questions for this young gentleman?
Well, there's a few things that could be done to improve him, but all in all, I kind of think that he would make a good administrator on the server. I would actually be willing to back down from my title as server owner and give it to him. He seems like a trustworthy person. And I think that he would do a good job. He's not perfect, but I think he's pretty good. He's good enough for the job.
So, Tyler, how does this sound to you? Would you like to be second in lead, like second owner, pretty much co-owner?
Of course.
Okay, so I have one last thing to you, and then we're gonna let you go because we're tied up with a couple more applications. But I think you might have this, so you might have to give us up to 24 hours. This is the last thing I have to say to you. Okay, Tyler? This is the last situation. This is the last situation. Okay.
Yep.
If we were all if it was past our bedtimes and we had to go to bed. If we were all going to bed and you were on by yourself and you were doing like the late night patrolling, and this guy comes on, and he says, "You guys stole my Minecraft stuff. I'm gonna call the cops." So you get this guy on Skype, and then you turn out that he's a really creepy 13-and-a-half-year-old kid, and so what would you do about that, sir?
Hey, that's referring to me.
No, it is
no,
not at
sir.
all referring to you. This is a real life example that
This
has
is
already happened
this is a
before on the
real life
server.
situation, and we need to know what would you do in this situation.
I'd find out more about it and investigate it.
So you would basically be like a police officer. You would be investigating the crime, correct?
So you're like the second Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, so basically, you'd magically turn into a police officer, and
What would you do?
you try investigating to do anything that you can. I understand it seems like it's a code 2469, as the kids say these days.
Yeah. The code 2469 is actually very serious, and if 2469 ever happens, make sure you report it to one of us, because you may be an
It could
administrator.
result.
It could
result in some pretty bad things.
Right. So we would just like to let you know, sir, that your application was very impressive, and you just got trolled.